Well, hello and welcome to another late night daily Dominion. We have a Monday on our hands, so that means we have the base set paired with cards from a single expansion and also landscapes if that expansion happens to have such. So here we have let me hide the camera. We have a kingdom with 4 2-cost cards, only 2 base game cards in Cellar and Mine, but yeah, lots of 2 costs in Cellar, Coin for the Realm, Page and Peasant, and with Page and Peasant we have the 2 powerhouses of the Adventures expansion, in that you can exchange the pages and exchange the peasants for ever stronger cards. They have some interactions actually, even like soldier cares about attacks in play, so maybe if you have a warrior in play, and also warriors care about the amount of travelers in play. So in principle, if you have a bunch of travelers from the page line and from the peasant line in play, you can trigger that kind of stuff. Apart from this, we have a normal village coming in pairs and port. Then we have Transmogrify as a trasher of estates, turning it into maybe nice other 2-cost cards. Distant Lands, also some old VP if we somehow fall back. Haunted Woods as a strong attack to disincentivize buying cards. And Champion might in the end come in handy to protect against this. And then we have Wine Merchant, and that allows to gather a bunch of coin from playing them, especially if we have abundant terminal space due to having played a champion. And then if you play, I don't know, 3 wine merchants, you just need to be careful that you leave 2 money unspent at the end, 2 coins unspent at the end of your buy phase to discard them from the tavern mat back into your deck. And also we have these 2 events, also rather strong in my opinion. Expedition, essentially turning +2 coins in and a buy into +2 cards for the next hand. There is no hand size attack apart from Soldier, which doesn't attack to a certain hand size, but rather has you discard cards exceeding a certain hand size. So like there's nothing like Militia that would have you discard down to 3, which is sometimes a counter to Expedition. And Plan also allows you to speed up the early game a bit, in that you can plan on a card pile and then just hammer down buying cards from that pile while also trashing your starting cards. And that's it. Let's look at the kingdom plot. The kingdom plot reflects this. There is a bunch of village, I guess, port and Coin of the Realm, and combined with the page line, which allows us to go for champions, makes the village quality go off the charts. I didn't expect this, but yeah, that's it. I draw mainly Haunted Woods and some parts of the page and peasant line. I mean, in the end, also with Teacher, you might be able to do some nice drawing stuff, and also Expedition, but let's see how that fares. We might go for 1 or 2 coin, no, probably 1 coin of the realm, just to have some village space in the awkward times where we don't have the champion down. And we're probably going to prioritize mainly the peasant line as the page line. I'm not sure, like we don't want too many silvers, and I mean silvers are fine if we have the buys to spend on expedition. It's essentially 2+2 cards, but yeah, I'm not fully convinced. Before I turn to the openings, just a brief announcement. You might miss it also, but yesterday I've updated the Kingdom Randomizer website to also account for card levels, which are the card levels that you might see in Dominion.games. Sorry for this detour, and you probably don't really care for this, but I've also added them in the filtering options. You can now, I don't know, select all cards with card level 1, which is precisely the base game, or all cards with just card level 2. and so on and so forth. So card level 10 are usually the most complex kind of cards. They are a nice way to learn the cards, I suppose. So yeah, if you just want to randomize, I don't know, your Dominion from those lowest sorts of card levels, not to have too complex kingdoms, you can now use them. But also, yeah, feel free to watch my video on this randomizer. Very brief detour. I hope I didn't bore you or you just skipped it. So let's get back to the kingdom and look at the openings. I think opening plan on peasant and then just a peasant is probably the best. You can also, I guess, plan on transmogrify and then buy a transmogrify on the 3/4, but it's not as exciting, I would say. Even on the 5/2, you'd be fine with the plan on peasant thing. The thing about planning on transmogrify and then buying transmogrify is just that you're already getting rid of your estate. So I'm not even sure how much we want to work with transmogrify. Maybe later, possibly, if we have to somehow grab a bunch of silvers from Treasure Hunter, transmogrify might be nice to turn those into useful cards, but we'll probably just try to rely on plan for early game trashing, which means hammering down a bunch of peasants. And the plus buy from peasants is also going to be nice to pick up other cheap cards like pages, coin of the realm, or 1 or 2 expeditions early on, just to boost the cycling. And that's why I think this line might be best. On the 2/5, I think opening Peasant Transmogrify is fine. It's not the most exciting. Could also be Peasant Haunted Woods, although you then might risk Terminal Collision. So yeah, on 2/5 I would probably be a bit sad. And that wraps up this discussion. So let's plan on Peasant, buy a Peasant, trashing an estate. Amazing, we see it immediately. Which means that probably well, we have a choice here. We could just go on and buy another peasant and then trash an estate. Or we could buy an expedition in the hopes of finding the peasant even next turn. Again, but I think maybe it's better to just buy another peasant, to be honest. Because what are we achieving next turn if we don't find the peasant, and what are we even achieving if we find the soldier? If we don't find a soldier, or what are we achieving if we find the soldier? We might, I don't know, buy a page, or it's not super convincing. So trashing the state is probably better. I don't know. I could also be convinced that buying expedition there is better. Out here, I think for now, just stuffing ports into the deck could also be kind of the run, but ports might be a bit on the nicer side. Let's see. Okay, at least it wasn't completely for naught. And yeah, probably let's just keep on pushing this peasant line, buy an expedition here. So this soldier and the ports get shuffled back in, or the fugitive. And next turn we have the plus buy of the peasant, so we also want to make good use of that. Let's go for this fugitive, which we find immediately. Amazing. And yeah, just go through this slowly and buy maybe, how about peasant and expedition? And yeah, we should also start thinking about the page line, but for now I like keeping the plus buy in deck. So yeah, this is looking good. And also, of course, trashing out the starting cards. And okay, what do we play this disciple on? We could play it on a peasant, trashing an estate. Could play it on a soldier for more money, but I think, yeah, this is probably the best because if we play it on a soldier, we wouldn't get another card. And this way we even get to thin out another copper. No, probably we just want to buy page expedition and Do we want a coin of the realm? Not really, right? We could go for a second page. We got another peasant from this disciple, so we're good on that front. Yeah, why not another page? It doesn't hurt the deck. For now, I think we stay at disciple instead of teacher because we don't really. Yeah, we cannot. We want to make use of this tempo that the disciple gives us. So, yeah, this is much better. Maybe we can again disciple a peasant here, and yeah, just get a few buys in, and trash another copper. Play this. Do we want to trash this copper actually? We will hit 7 again, which we could use to buy double expedition. Yeah, it's fine. It's not the greatest. I was thinking about maybe buying just one expedition, and page and peasant is better. No, I think we just want to really boost our draw here. So we exchange for treasure hunter, we exchange this fugitive, we exchange this. Lots of exchanging going on. And maybe a teacher is fine now, but we don't really have a card that we've spammed so far. So let's just stay with these disciples. They can get us ports, and then later on we do some teacher stuff. And yeah, just get through this. Amazing. Can double play this to gain us some ports. Exactly. Did I play this wrong? Yeah, maybe I played this wrong. We could have drawn into this peasant, but okay. And yeah, things are looking bright. I would say we will get a lot of cycling in now. And I wonder whether it's better to just buy like wine merchants and disciple them and then buy expeditions off of those than actually buying haunted woods, because you need 2 haunted woods for a haunted woods sandwich, and that means that it might be on the slow side compared to wine merchants. So how about we just go, well, do we want a wine merchant now? Will we draw enough is the question. Well, we have the treasure hunter will turn into a warrior, the soldier into a fugitive. Yeah, I think we will draw enough if we buy a wine merchant. Famous last words, but let's... Actually, we can make it a bit more likely by not turning this page into a treasure hunter. But we do want to move these along. And yeah, let's keep that page like as it is for now. If we really wanted, we could disciple the fugitive to really ensure we draw here. I think also this turn might be the turn we turn a disciple into a teacher to profit off of the port situation. And oh no, we are attacked in the end. I think this is a discard of the soldier. Let's play this. Yeah, actually, it might be better to disciple the wine merchant still. Although we have 2 more disciples in there, so yeah, even though it's a bit of a waste, let's do this. Do we disciple? Yeah, I think we disciple this warrior also. We have 2 more ports in there, so we will draw a bit of those things. Yeah, it would have been... Actually, the warriors will trash more if we put the peasant in play first. And then the third disciple we use for the wine merchant. So yeah, just go for this. And ooh, that was nice. I mean, not nice for AI. We discarded a disciple, which hurts. We trashed a port, we trashed a fugitive, we discarded and trashed another port. And yeah, that was a good one. We could disciple wine merchant first, or we could just say, okay, we don't want one more stop card in there before playing these ports and triggering the shuffle. So down there we have a copper, a silver, and from earlier a copper and a soldier. Do we want to try to find... No, I think it's fine to put one more wine merchant there. And this way maybe draw a bit more off of these expeditions. And I feel like this is going rather well. As long as we don't forget to take those out of exile, can just expedition maybe 1, 2, 3 times. And what do we even buy here? Probably since we didn't disciple, sorry for this, since we didn't disciple any peasant this turn, maybe we just want to buy a peasant. 2, 3, buy a peasant here, and buy more ports. Just, I mean, we could also, or just another expedition. We just want to keep the deck going, humming. We were almost a bit short on draw last turn, so why not expedition once more, discard all of these. Now we can exchange this, now we can exchange that, we have one more there. This can become a fugitive. The warrior, do we want the warrior to stay as a warrior for draw purposes? Like, how much do we want the champion? I think we go for one teacher here, and I think this stays as a warrior for now. And all of our ports are down there. Actually, we just trashed one. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Do we want to disciple the fugitive? Like, if all 3 ports are bottom decked now, what are the other cards? We have the warrior. Okay, no, it's fine if we just play this fugitive normally, because we can play disciple on disciple in the worst case to play the warrior double a few times. So yeah, I guess we just play this port. These ports probably also gain some ports. So let's play these disciples on each other. Disciple these ports. Disciple these wine merchants. And draw into the shuffle of wine merchants and stuff. And... ah, no, this was bad. I should have played the peasant and soldier first, for sure, of course. But it's more than fine. I think I am not feeling particularly endangered at this point. Like, we are very close to just winning the game on the spot, so we probably just buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expeditions, a safety province, and maybe another wine merchant. They're just so good. And then discard these wine merchants. It's of course also super important. Next turn we can hopefully end the game. Well, let's first go through the bureaucracy of exchanging stuff. Let's go for one more warrior. Go for another soldier. And keep this as a soldier and this as a warrior. Just for draw and money purposes. And I think we should be good. So yeah, next turn. Let's see, we can move the teacher token. I'm not even sure what exactly to. Ports is our most abundant card for sure. So we want to... do we need to draw? I don't think we need the draw from them, so we can just be super greedy and put the plus coin token on them, I think. Play a few of them. And then, even though it's wasteful for the attack, maybe already play one of those warriors. We want to play those disciples, one of them on a port. and then the rest of them on wine merchants, I believe. So why not go for this stuff? No. I think I messed this up. We should have kept one of those ports. Yeah, I messed this up big time. We could have drawn a bit more, but okay, it's fine. We have 43, 10 buys, which is exactly enough to buy out all of those wine, the wine merchant and the peasant, the peasants, or we could go for, well, wine merchant for sure. And then I believe we have all 8 duchies and a province. So how about that? Sounds like a nice 3 pile. There's nothing we could exchange into that would refill the wine merchants or ports pile. But nonetheless, yeah, we leave our 5 wine merchants stranded, but yeah, end this in a very satisfying way. 12 turns also feels rather fast. We had an amazing deck of disciples and warriors and soldiers. We never even needed the champion, although, I mean, both AI, we discarded AI, we attacked AI a lot with the warriors, but also AI's warriors hit, where did it hit our, well, it hit our port. Okay, this could potentially be scary territory for warrior stacks, as, well, you can put a lot of travelers in play with these disciples and then, yeah, just play warriors over and over again. But we were on the opposite of the receiving end for that, so good for us. And with that, I think I'll leave you here. You can look at the deck compositions once again. I think it's quite the beautiful deck. And I will, yeah, try to catch you in the next one, whenever that may be. Check out the website, as I teasered earlier. And I will try to catch you in the next one. Well, I'm repeating myself. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Goodbye.